Welcome to another Will's Taco Tuesday. Good morning. My name is Jeff Bruner, and it is November 19th. Another Tuesday here at Will's, which means it's time for Taco Tuesday. And it is a kind of windy and wet day here in Wisconsin, but at least where I am, but not totally unpleasant. Anyway, we are joined today by four Will's vendor partners, as always, to talk to us about some of the great resources available to Will's members through our cooperative purchasing service. First up, coming to us from EBSCO, James Jacobson. Jim, are you ready to kind of take over and show us some stuff?
Sure, that would be great.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then hopefully that will allow you to share yours.
Excellent. All right. So good morning, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity to share a little bit about FinancialFit. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. I would like to start the actual PowerPoint, but I think I'm going to need to just leave it in the edit mode for now. Can everyone see the FinancialFit PowerPoint?
Yep, we can see it.
Excellent. Okay. So what I'm talking about today is an EBSCO product called FinancialFit. What's really nice is it's an unbiased approach to finance information. So financial literacy has been a big push in a number of the states, and it's been included in a number of school curriculum requirements. So that's why FinancialFit is being brought to you through the learning channel of EBSCO. So just a little bit about it. The nice thing is it's a financial literacy for household financing. It takes pretty complex ideas and breaks it down very simply. And the nice thing is it's unbiased and trustworthy. So you won't be called by anyone trying to sell you insurance or, financial services after using the product. Kind of a quick overview of what it does. The content is something you sign into. So each of you will have each of your patrons or students would sign in under their own account. All the lessons are bite-sized, so they come with videos and you're able to actually understand, practice, and then go through lessons at your pace. It's a mobile-first user experience. So whether you're working on a tablet, a laptop, or a phone, you'd have the opportunity to learn about the different financial opportunities and lessons that are in each one. And it is also available in English and Spanish, which is really nice. So some of the key resources that you have available to you with FinancialFit would be over 160 micro lessons. It's also very interactive, and the videos are real world scenarios. So it's nice to be able to kind of break those concepts down. It also comes with learning games, a number of worksheets, and also a really nice glossary. Some of the sample topics that we have, you're building your credit, choosing a credit card, working with a budget, not only just working with your own budget, but also working with roommates. So if you're in high school and you're starting to think about college, where you have to have roommates involved, it's nice to have those types of things in this lesson plan. This is kind of what the user experience looks like, and I'll go live in a little bit, but it's a very simple, straightforward interface. You basically sign in using your own credentials, but then you can go through each of the different sections. It's not a type of platform where you have to finish one before you go to the next. So in a school setting, you really could build a curriculum around each of the different sections that are of most importance to what you're trying to teach. Very easy to navigate. You can go to the glossary. There's also some great help right there. And I'll show you that in a little bit. And the glossary is very easy to browse. It's right there. So if you have any questions about some of the terminology that we may be using, then you can look it up right away. It's A through Z along with numbers, so very straightforward. As a new register, you would use either your library card and a product key to start creating the account. And then what you would do is enter your username and password, very similar to a Learning Express environment, or any other learning where you have to create your own profile. The My Center keeps track of all of your lessons that you've done and where you stack up as far as what you've completed, how long you've been working on it, and also the number of courses that you've completed. And this is kind of a sample lesson. What I'll do, I'll just go right into the actual product itself to show that. But there's also, for librarians and administrators, a dashboard. So the built-in help, you can help your patrons and students get set up. You don't have to have personal finance knowledge to be able to work with your patrons and students. So it's just a really nice environment from that standpoint. So what I'll do is I'll just go live into the product itself. So let me know when you can see the product itself. Can everyone see the FinancialFit?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is a live version of FinancialFit. So what you have here is the home screen. That's where we're at right now. You can see that you have the basics, the borrowing money, big expenses, making money, and then couples and families. So each of these are well documented as far as the breakouts of the different categories. When you have any questions, you can go to the frequently asked questions section in the help. There's registration questions, accessibility, and all of that right there on the homepage. When you sign in, after you've gotten your credentials and created your username and password, it's just by logging in. And once you log in, it takes you right to your dashboard. So you can see that right now I've been working in 5 different areas: monthly budgeting, budgeting with auto payments. You can also go back to any of the lessons that you want. So let's go and check out borrowing money. So when you're looking at this, you can go through a number of the different areas. So here's the section on building credit, choosing a credit card, managing that credit card, and managing debt once you've been using your credit card. So just a very easy area. If I want to explore any of those further, I can actually just drill down into the different lessons. So let's take a look. I'll go into borrowing money. When I find something that's of interest, like learn about what credit is, I just hit either launch or continue. And you'll notice that in the interface, it tells you whether you're learning, practicing, or watching a video. And you can take notes along with that just to keep track of where you're at and be able to kind of fine tune what you've been learning. But I'll go into the what is credit piece just to kind of show you an idea of what the interface looks like when you are learning. So here's the introduction video. I'll just run a snippet of that just so, but like I mentioned, it's a very easy way to learn things about financial, areas that might be kind of difficult to talk to with either your child or other folks. And sometimes you don't know all the answers. So it's really nice to be able to have this type of resource, but I'll just play a snippet. You'll notice that it is capable of having closed caption. But it does really give you bite-sized pieces of information. As I mentioned, you can finish this later and work at your own pace. The instructions are right there and you do have a notepad available. So from there, it's really straightforward. It's a great platform to start using, and it's open through EBSCO and WiLS. So I'll stop sharing, but if you have any questions, by all means, let me know.
Thanks so much, Jim. I haven't seen any questions come in yet. If anyone does have a question for Jim, feel free to put it in the chat. Or if you're watching the recording after the fact, by all means, feel free to reach out to us here at WiLS, and we can put you in touch with Jim. Jim, thanks so much for sharing that with us. I think that these kinds of learning resources for I don't even know the right word. Ancillary is the word that comes to mind, but that's not quite right. But things that are outside of what we normally think of as like an academic topic, but nevertheless incredibly important toolkits for people to have, are always really interesting to me. I love to see them highlighted, like financial literacy or other similar topics. So thanks for bringing that to us today.
You're very welcome.
Okay, well, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but I would, oh, you know what I'm going to do is share my screen again to get us ready for our next presenter. Right, so Jane Herb has come to us from Baker and Taylor. Jane, are you ready to take over? I know we're a little bit ahead of schedule.
I'm ready. Yes, thanks, Jeff.
Okay, great. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that Jane can take the reins.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today to speak to all your members. I really appreciate it. It's windy and rainy here too in Oregon. I loved that presentation that Jim just gave because I have 3 teenage boys, and I would love them to have that financial literacy help. I think it's so important. So I hope my library gets it. But here today, I'm going to be talking about CollectionHQ and our products. And so I'd like to share my screen and have a PowerPoint, and then I'll go into the live site as well for CollectionHQ. So I'd also like to start by saying a big thank you to all of our current Wisconsin library partners that we have. Bridges Library System just joined us for our DEI analysis. So all of the member libraries of Bridges has access to analyze their collection for diverse materials at the click of a button. Mead Public Library is a CHQ Lite customer. We're appreciative of them. Milwaukee Public Library has been with CollectionHQ since 2011, and also Milwaukee County Federated Library System is one of our valued customers. Brown County is also a CollectionHQ and ESP customers since 2021. And our newest CollectionHQ and ESP library is Kenosha Public Library, so we're excited to have them. So all libraries want to have a vibrant collection that's heavily used and valued by the community. So CollectionHQ products make it easy to continuously improve the collection. Point and click functionality with access for anyone in the library. So unlimited user IDs are always included with the subscriptions. And we also have outstanding customer support. So every library that comes aboard with one of our CollectionHQ services gets a customer success manager that is your go-to person for all training, all help, and they are in touch with you at regular intervals also to make sure everything is going well and that you're getting the most value out of your CollectionHQ services. Our development team is the gold standard also for software development. They are in constant touch with our library partners, and nearly every 60 days, we are releasing new functionality that libraries tell us that they need. So with our mission of continuous improvement, we now have analytics and collection development support for libraries, no matter really what size you are. Currently, we are serving public libraries and newly serving academic libraries. And so every step of the way, from collection development and managing your collection, we have a service to support you. I'll go through just these, the list here. So CollectionHQ is our premier product, and it serves all libraries, but particularly benefits larger systems. CHQ Lite is a very easy to use and much more affordable solution for single building libraries in particular, or very small systems. And then we also have a standalone DEI analysis module, if that's all you need, for a quick way to survey your entire print and spoken word, and potentially your ebooks and e-audio collection as well. And at the click of a button, you will know what your library looks like as far as diverse materials. CHQ Academic, like I mentioned, just launched at the most recent ALA in San Diego. We're very excited to be working with many academic libraries now. Evidence-based selection planning, or ESP for short, is on the collection development side. So when you're working in our title source database, there are scores on books from 0 to 10 to help you make those tough choices about if there are many books on a topic that could potentially be purchased. Those scoring, those scores could really help you make those tough choices because it's going to predict how well the titles will circulate even in advance of you purchasing them. CollectionHQ is our collection development support. This replaces what we used to call First Look. If any of you have First Look, we'd love to talk to you and get you moved over to CollectionHQ. It takes advantage of all of our analytics information that we know from our library partners throughout the country, as well as our very extensive knowledge of the publishing landscape, which is quite different today than it has been in previous years. In Title Source also, we have our DEI card analysis. So this helps you to keep track of your ongoing acquisition of diverse materials to make sure that you're serving everyone in the community. And then finally, TS360 ranking are those scores that can be on the books in your carts to help you determine how well something will circulate even before you buy it. And you don't have to have CollectionHQ for that ranking service. So I would love to switch over to a live demo and just kind of show you what's new in CollectionHQ. And I'll log in here and hopefully everybody can see this screen. This is the landing page for CollectionHQ. I'd love to start with the dashboards. This is a beautiful overview for everyone in the library to just at a glance know what's happening with the library's collection. We have a scheduling tool that allows either management or individuals to assign tasks, whether to others or to themselves, and really methodically embed all of the tools that you would like to do throughout the year into your workflow. Collection management here will show you those materials that have not circulated in at least 4 years in the dark gray here, and those materials that haven't circulated in a year. So typically when libraries come on board, they try to get this dark gray under the 10% mark. You don't want a bunch of shelf sitters. And then as you work that down, you transition into looking at materials that haven't circulated in a year or more, and before they get too long sitting there. A lot of times these books that haven't circulated are actually materials. CollectionHQ analyzes everything that circulates. But if they haven't circulated in at least 4 years, they are likely missing. And so this helps you to really match up your catalog with what people discover when they arrive at the shelves, and they don't want to be disappointed to think there's something that is there and it's really not. This is a quarterly snapshot, so you can see how you're progressing over time. Grubby items, these are things that have had at least 40 circulations or more. And again, we want to keep that down below 10%. to make sure that things are not falling apart, they're in good condition, and they're nice to look at and to hold for people. All these targets can be changed as well in full Collection HQ. Debt on Arrival is one of our most popular tools that we have added in the past several years. So walking through this is 32,000 plus items were added over the course of this year's time frame. And 23% of those, or 7,580 items, only ever circulated one time or not at all. And that is a $113,000 worth of materials, kind of an estimate of what was purchased and then just never really found an audience. So we're always helping libraries use all the tools within Collection HQ and CHQ Lite to reduce this DOA into the single digits, and that's very achievable. You can find out more details about these across fiction, nonfiction, and non-book. You can look at it across age levels as well as branches. And then you can export these out and you can take a look at the books that have arrived, and maybe you can see some patterns. Are there a lot of books in a particular subject area or genre that just aren't circulating? And this can really help you hone and fine tune your selection so that you can get the materials that your community most wants. The next dashboard screenshot here is your circulation and turnover. And again, these are quarterly snapshots to see how you're improving. And there are mouse overs so that you can see your actual turnover based on how many items you have in the collection and how much circulation was generated over the course of that year. We like to see a minimum of a turnover of 5. So using the tools within Collection HQ, we help our library partners increase their turnover and get your collection working really hard for you and not having a lot of those shelf sitters. You can see it also broken out in these scatter charts by different areas, and then you can tackle those particular areas where you want to see how you can improve and get a higher turnover. The last thing I'd like to show you in this dashboard are transfers. So this, for larger systems, can be a huge way to get the most value out of the materials that you already own. So this is showing in fiction, nonfiction, and non-book, the number of items in each of these tools that maybe are sitting dead in one location, but if they were moved to another location where there's evidence of demand, you could potentially get additional circulations on those materials. So that adds up very quickly. And I don't have any data showing right here. I wish I did. I was looking at another library. This is just a demo, but they had such beautiful results here, and it was really gratifying to see where they're transferring things around and they're getting all sorts of additional circulations for the money that they spent on those items. I would like to move next to the DEI module. This is invaluable also for libraries to have. It's not a prescriptive tool by any means. This is unbiased, and it's meant to just simply take away all of the manual effort that it would take to identify the diverse materials in your collection. So what we have done here is worked with libraries from around the country and actually around the world to determine which topics are needed for you to know what materials you have. And so these are the 12 that we have in a recent upgrade. Our library customers were asking us to also provide some subtopics for some of these bigger categories. So we have done that in 3 of the topic areas. And you can see this in percentages. So with your census data, you know your populations of certain communities, and you can sort of eyeball how your collection stacks up with those percentages for any sort of gap analysis that you would like to do. And then you can also look at it by, pardon me, by totals. So these are the raw numbers of items in each of your collection areas. And maybe you see some areas that have lower numbers where you would want to explore that a little bit and see if you need additional materials. Behind all of these numbers, these are hyperlinks, so you can go straight into the lists and you can export them out. I'm getting up on my time here, so I'm talking fast, but one thing you might want to do by exporting these out is do a quick calculation to get your turnover on each of these DEI areas. So not only do we show you the titles that you have, the items actually in your collection, but by using that turnover number in each of these, you can maybe get a sense of how well you're serving that community. And maybe you have a turnover of 20 in one area and a turnover of 5 in another area. So that is really food for thought to say, hey, we have a 20 turnover in a particular area. We're doing great. Maybe we need additional materials to continue serving. If we have a lower turnover, maybe we need different materials. Maybe we need more outreach. Maybe we need to have a focus group and figure out how can we best serve that community that doesn't seem to be checking out the materials. So this is what the action plans in Title Source look like. There are all sorts of columns that can be adjusted, moved around, rearranged in any way you want, sort, use these top boxes for filtering to slice and dice these lists down. You see how the books arrived in the categories. We use 5 different data points to pull books in. So we're using Library of Congress subject headings, BISAC subject headings, Kirkus identified titles, Baker and Taylor collection development, librarian identified titles. And then lastly, and then a really exciting one is a crowdsourced way where if 5 or more of our libraries identify a title as being in one of these diverse topic areas, we will do that for every other library using this. And if 5 or more libraries notice a book that, it's a clunker, somehow landed in one of these lists that really didn't fit the category, we'll remove that for everybody else as well. So this continues to improve and become very specific to each library. And that is my time. I'd like to stop sharing and well, actually, I'll give you one more slide here. And I know Jeff will be sending this out to all of you, but if you wanted to take a screenshot and need more information, I'm happy to work with you individually. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll stop sharing now and see if there are any questions.
Thank you so much, Jane. I think this might be the first time we've had not only you, but even this resource here on Taco Tuesday. So I'm really excited to be sharing it with our members. And you mentioned, I put it in chat because I'm a nerd, but you mentioned Bridges. Bridges is my home library system. I'm in Waukesha County. So that's always exciting to hear a little shout out to my own library here. Yeah, if anyone who's here in the live session might have any questions for Jane, please feel free to drop something into the chat box. Or as she pointed out, you'll have access to her contact information when the recording comes out if you have other questions for her. And you can always contact us here at WiLS. So thanks again, Jane, for showing us CollectionHQ.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Jeff. It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So let me share my screen one more time just to get us ready for our next presenter. All right. Now, not at all here for the first time. I'm excited to be joined by Alex Deeb. Alex, you've done a few Taco Tuesdays in the past. I'm delighted to have you back. Are you ready to take over and give us another look at ClassHook?
Yeah, I am, and thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure to be here on Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to have you. We're excited. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen and you can take over.
Sure. Sounds good. Hey, everyone. Great to see the other presentations, other amazing products. I know every time I'm on Taco Tuesday, I just am impressed with, the thoughtfulness that goes into all the products that WiLS curates and that all these, every company works on. It's really great to see. So I'm here today to share ClassHook. We are mostly for school libraries, but we basically focus on engaging students with TV shows and movies. Just a quick check, Jeff. Can you see my screen?
Yep, I do. I see your title card right now.
Awesome. Yeah. So I will Sorry, you said you could see the screen?
Yes, yep, we can see the ClassHook title card right now.
Oh, the title card. Okay, great. Sounds good. I'm gonna do just a little really quick overview of ClassHook on this slideshow, and then I'm gonna go into the demo because that's where the fun happens. So just one thing about ClassHook and one thing that's happening in schools is that students really crave relevance, right? They want to know why their learning is important, why how their learning relates to them. And lots of educators believe that this is urgent, making these sorts of connections between students' personal lives and the classroom and what they're learning. And so, as I'm sure you all know, finding engaging content is hard. You have the access to these databases, but without the databases, you have to go to YouTube and you have to go to all these other resources to find great content. And it just takes teachers a whole lot of time. So what we do on ClassHook is we have a platform that pairs popular media content like TV and movie clips with an engagement discussion platform that makes it really easy for you to not only find a video, but then go and use it in your class in a thoughtful way that really spurs discussion. So we have over 7,400 videos from Shrek, from The Office, from The Simpsons, um, from what was that new movie that came out? It's the one about emotions. The name's not coming to me now, but they have lots of great movies and shows for kids and for older students as well. We make sure they're age appropriate, they're organized by topic and unit, and they're aligned to standards. And then we also do vet the content as well. I'm seeing in the chat, yes, Inside Out. Thanks, Jeff. I think Inside Out 2 just came out, but we have clips from both from Inside Out. Teachers really love ClassHook. They say how it saves them lots of time. It helps them use videos more efficiently. It's a great way to connect with students. So that's just a really quick overview of what we do. I like to set the context before I go into the demo. I'm gonna stop sharing here. And I get a little excited every time I do a demo. So if I talk a little fast, for those watching, you could slow down the video. I guess I'll slow it down a little bit as well while I'm talking here. So this is the ClassHook interface. I'm just waiting for it to pop up. Great. So you can see this. So you will see, notice there, we did recently get acquired by a larger company called ClickView, but ClassHook is sticking around, so don't worry about that. If anything, that actually gives you more resources. I can talk to that a little bit near the end. But when you come to ClassHook, and Jeff, this might look different to you because we did revamp the whole interface in the last month, and it looks awesome. But what you see on ClassHook here is your dashboard, and this is recommended videos based on what you teach as a teacher. And so I am set up as a middle school ELA teacher, and it's going to give me video clips from the Amanda Show, from Shrek, from SpongeBob. And you'll find information about these videos, like what grade it's appropriate for and what topics it teaches. Now, how a lot of educators use ClassHook is they'll come in and they'll say, I'm going to search for a video clip on a topic I'm teaching, like metaphor, just to stick on that ELA theme. You can filter by grade level, by length, and then we do have a few videos with profanity. That's mostly at the high school level, but you can just filter those out if you don't want to see those. And then you can come in here and you can find a video. So let's say I like this video clip. I like Boy Meets World. You can watch the video right from here. And something that's cool is you're going to get the same, even more, actually more information about the video than you did before. So you're going to get a little description. You're again going to get the grades it's appropriate for, and then also the specific topics. So as you can see, it took me just not even a minute to find a video clip on metaphor that's relevant for my class, that has been vetted, and that's appropriate. Now, besides just playing the video here, I can just play right from here, as you can see. I can also make this video interactive. So you can access discussion questions here at the bottom. Every video will have these discussion tools. And so one of the things you can do is we have generative AI in the product. It's really just at your discretion. So if I click this generate questions button, it's going to take a few seconds and then it's going to generate some questions using the context of the video, and then also using the grades that this video is appropriate for to generate that question. So it's very tailored. It's not like you're going into ChatGPT and you're just typing, give me a question about metaphor. It's much more specific than that. And then you have to proactively choose that you want to use these, and then I can just adjust this question however I want. So The great thing about this is it's used as inspiration. Lots of teachers want to get inspiration for how they're going to use content and how they're going to weave it into a discussion. This is a great way to get that inspiration and just kick off, get the juices flowing. And then, as I said, I can change this however I want. If I don't want to use it, I can change parts of it. I can substitute words, whatever I want to do. The cool thing is if I want to, and so these questions are just sitting here. It's attached to the video, so you can use them however you want. If you want to bring them into your LMS, like a Google Classroom or a Canvas, you can do that. Something else you can do is you can use these videos as what we call pause prompts. So those are embedded video questions. So I can set this question to appear wherever I want in the video. So I'm going to click use as pause prompt. I can scroll up to the video and just go to wherever I want to insert that question. And then my question is already populated here. And then I could create a timer if I want. And then I'm going to add that prompt. So basically, this might be like if you've used Edpuzzle before, it's going to be like that. You can see here, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. You can play the video. And then when it hits the time where that prompt is, it's going to show the prompt on screen. So this is great for educators to do a gauge of student understanding. You can do a talk and turn. You can do a think, compare, share. You can have students do a reflection on their laptop, their iPad, or in their notebooks. This is just a great way to get students thinking about what they're learning. And so ClassHook is very much about not just providing you with the videos, but also providing you with the tools that help you make video interactive and spur discussion and spur student engagement. You don't have to have a timer here. You can choose to have no timer and then just continue with your lesson. But the cool thing is how a lot of educators use video is that they're going to pause at a certain time and then they're going to continue the discussion. And now after this timer ends, it's just going to continue playing the video. And so that's just a great way for you to be hands off, not in front of the classroom, but going around the room and then checking in with students and seeing how they're doing. Are they understanding what's going on? And just being present for them rather than being stuck at the front of the classroom. So that's one great feature on ClassHook. We have tons of these, but a lot of educators come in, they find a video, and they make it interactive. Now, for the library media specialists who, of course, are on this call, we have a lot of them using ClassHook to build curate resources for teachers. So what you can do is you can create a playlist, and then you can say, we'll make this a WiLS Taco Tuesday. And then we're going to create that. And then now that's created, I just want to click, I have a lot on here because it's a demo account, but I'm just going to click and then add this to that playlist. So boom, one click and that's in the playlist. Now, if I want to view my playlist, I can go at the top to my videos and then click playlists. And I can see my Taco Tuesday playlist right here. And if I want to add videos to that, I can always just find more here and add them. Or as I'm going through ClassHook and looking at more metaphor videos, I can add them there as well, just through here. So you can do that by going to the video. So that's finding a video on ClassHook, that's making it interactive, and that's adding them to a playlist. I do want to share one thing here, actually, back to the playlist, is that you can collaborate with others on the playlist. So I can generate this link, and you share this out with teachers or other library media specialists, and then they can all contribute videos to this playlist. And so you all can create a collection that everyone can access. And it can be per unit or per subject, however you want to do it. So we'll have a lot of library media specialists say, I'm curating resources for the science teachers, the 8th grade science teachers, or I'm curating resources for the 7th grade math teachers. You can find content for all those subjects here and then put it in a playlist and then have it shared out to teachers so they don't have to do that searching if that's your part of your role is to support them in that. In terms of the subjects we support, you can find that under browse here. So we have content for pretty much all core subjects, as well as many electives and other topics that are interesting to teachers that they're teaching. So we have business, ELA, health, some language, life skills, math, science, SEL, social studies. You get the gist. That's pretty much all of our subjects. And then we have this nice breakdown of the topics here as well. So if you dive into any of these, you'll see how many videos we have. As I said, we have about 7,400 videos across the whole site. So that's a lot of movie clips. Yes, our team does watch a lot of movies and TV shows to go find these clips for you. And then you can dig in and then you can get some inspiration here by looking at videos on literary devices. Again, you could filter those just like I showed you before on the search or on the dashboard. And you can even filter it by topic here. This is based on how we tag the video. So if you want something about cause and effect, you can find those videos there. So I think we only have one under this topic, but you can find many more videos here. And then just sift through them. So it's just another way to browse. That's just another way teachers use ClassHook to get some inspiration and to get some ideas for how they can, so for some videos they can find. So that's a little bit about ClassHook. One other thing I do want to share is that you can submit videos to the library or suggest them as well. And so our team is very on top of checking to make sure we're bringing in videos that teachers are looking for on certain topics to fill in any gaps or to address something that's more top of mind for them. So you could submit those directly to us if you have a movie clip you like or they like to use, or you can suggest a clip and then we'll go out and we'll find it. One other thing I want to show is that you can manage your own video library collection, your own video collection on ClassHook as well. We call these personal clips. So if you have video clips on YouTube or you have your own clips on your computer and you want to add them to ClassHook, you can upload them directly here. And then the cool thing is you get all those same discussion features. So here's a video that I don't know where I got this one from, but we uploaded this to our personal collection. Obviously not something you'll show in the classroom. It's about a video game, but you get all those interactivity features. So if I want to add a pause prompt to this video, let's say I go to, you know, a certain timestamp, and then I say, what is the learning moment in this video? You can add those prompts just like before. So you get the ClassHook boost by bringing your own videos on. And this applies both for videos that you're bringing on from YouTube, as well as videos that you're uploading directly to ClassHook. So that's a great way to make your own videos more interactive and to have them in one place. So that is personal clips. There are other features I can show. I just want to just mention them. There's ways to compare videos. There's ways to do live discussions, kind of like a Kahoot, if you're familiar with that, to get students to respond on their own devices. And then you could also assign videos out to students. I'll show that actually very quickly here with the few minutes I have. So, sorry, wrong video. So if I come to this video from the Amanda show and I want to share it with my students, I can assign it out and then you can create an assignment. And so we can say WiLS English lesson. You can also prevent students from skipping if you're familiar with that feature on lots of platforms. And then you get this link that you share with students and then they're able to access assignment. So this is a lightweight assignment feature. It's not meant to replace your LMS assignments, but it's meant to do a quick assessment if you want to get a pulse on how students are doing and how they're understanding the content. Or if you don't have a great way to assess students, this is a great way. So this is good for a self-paced learning activity or to help or for students to do for homework, however you want to do it. So we do have those tools for in-person synchronous learning. This also works online if you're virtual like we are right now, and also in person, of course. So here's an assignment that your students will see. They'll see the video here, and then all the questions I've added to that video as a pause prompt, they'll see here, and then they can go in and answer those questions. In this case, I think I prevented students from skipping, so I can't actually see that that other question here. And I clicked to skip to 55 seconds, but of course it doesn't let me skip just because I'm not allowed. And I can't get out of this prompt. I have to put an answer here. So I'll just say, I don't know, and we'll submit that. So that's just what the assignment will look like on the student end. And then on your end as an educator, you can come in and then you can go view all your assignments here and you can go and get metrics in the responses on those. So since I'm a teacher, it's not going to show my student response, but I can still go to the question and see the responses that are coming in. And so you're able to get both aggregate data on how many students have actually submitted the assignment and what questions they've answered, as well as just get a breakdown per question. Again, it's mostly for discussion, so you're not going to get we don't have multiple choice right now just because it is based on discussion. So that's a little bit about ClassHook. We are a partner with WiLS, so you get a discount working with us, and we're currently working with several amazing Wisconsin schools, and we're really glad to be here to support you in your work. So that's just a little bit about ClassHook.
Thanks, Alex, so much. I always love having you here because I think I say this every time you're here. Like I love that connection you talked about making between the students and like their own lives and what matters to them and what they care about and the things they're learning about in the classroom. I think that that's really powerful. And I don't even have any data to back it up, and you do. So I believe you when you say that that's an important component to a successful education, and ClassHook can really help with that. That's really great.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, well, here we are coming to our fourth presenter. Joining us today from NewsBank, I have Ari. Ari, are you here and ready to take over for
All right. Yes, let's do it, Jeff.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and it's all yours.
Thank you, everybody. Let's see, we get that shared here. Hold on. Sorry, guys, I haven't used. Oh, there we go. Okay. I haven't used Zoom very much. We usually use Teams, but can you see that okay? Can you see our landing page? It says NewsBank, and then there's a search box.
Yep, looks good.
All right, very good. Okay, so I don't know if you guys, I attend here quite a bit. We've got a great push into WiLS in the state of Wisconsin for NewsBank, and by that I mean a number of districts, a number of schools, both private and public, are enjoying using our platform, which gives you access to over 14,000 global primary sources. We do have heavy in-state coverage in Wisconsin as well. Go Badgers, by the way. The basketball team's looking good. Here is your main landing page on what we call Access World News. The dates of coverage here, about 1980 all the way through today, and as current as you can be, and I'll show you the currency in one moment. But we do have suggested topic area, which is very advantageous. Where your research is like, well, where do I begin? What category do I want to go into, whether it's business or careers? A couple new things, maybe if you haven't seen us lately, we've added debate and speech up top to support your debate teams. Okay, so all these very important topics are supported for your debate teams. Okay, that's a drop down. All of these suggested topics will have drop downs. You can see the other categories. Other new topics here would be UN Sustainable Goals to support Model UN. A number of schools are doing Model UN. Here are the 17 criteria for Model UN right there. Also, relatively new is our research trending issues. This is a great place to start because as it notes, it's trending. So all your trending issues, everything that the students are hearing about in the news or on social media will come up under this research trending area. Plus, we have whatever's specific to the month. It's diabetes month, which hits home for me. It was my daughter has diabetes. It's National Native American Month. I didn't even realize that. But also we've added today in history. And this is really kind of cool. Whatever day you tune in the next day and you find out, gosh, this day 40 years ago, this happened. These other issues are in the news here all the time, including AI, as you can see. Great place to start. Or you can do a keyword search. Let's say Ukraine, for example. This will go out to the entire resource. Again, you're searching through a database of over 14,000 primary sources. It's all primary. We don't touch any of these. Here's your first. Now, we can't see into the future, unfortunately. But we do get a lot of journals in advance. This one out of Japan talking about the Ukraine. Here is what a full text article looks like. Highlight will be made of your search term. Here's your full text. Every full text has a read aloud. Okay, so to help maybe those slower readers, this is advantageous too. Here are some helpful things up top. Citation. We work with all these citation tools. Export directly. You can email any document out to whoever you like, even if they're not a subscriber. Print, download. For you Google schools, you can download directly into Google Drive. You can share directly into Google Classroom. Here's a Dura link you can send out for an assignment to use this as a source. That'd give you an idea of a full text document. Great toolbar on the left. Defaults to newest. You can go to oldest if you want. You can narrow it down by decade. Hit apply. You can simply put a date in or a year in and then hit apply to narrow it down. You can go source types, years, source name, source type. Let me just hit that for you. Just because I don't know if any of you know, but NewsBank has the largest collection of newspapers in the world, but we give you so much more with the blogs, the audio, journals, magazine, material that's coming web only, okay? That doesn't even go to print, and we do carry that for you. That's over 40% actually now, it just goes directly to the web. Source location can be interesting. Maybe you would like your researcher or your researcher would just like European sources only. What's the European perspective on a topic? Simply hit Europe and you're just at European sources. From Europe, you can go into each individual country. You can go to more options. Let's go to state. Okay, maybe you want to do a comparison and contrast. How is the media reporting something out of Wisconsin compared to Arizona, for example? Well, let's go into Wisconsin only. Hit apply, simple as that. Now you're just at sources from the state of Wisconsin and your search term is Ukraine. Okay, so you've narrowed it down somewhat. Your results are still over 27,000, but not millions. And now on the left column, you will have cities. Okay, let's get a real local perspective if you want, right? So even for students who want the local sports or the local weather or something happening in the community, this is great. Let's get rid of our filters. A couple of the notes on the toolbar, which are very helpful. Lexile readability. Okay, you can narrow it down. Let's go 9th grade reading level only for your results. Okay. Languages. We have over 20 different languages in here. So if, let's say you're working with your Spanish speaking students or Spanish learning students, I know German's, well, it used to be big up that way, I know, but we do have German. Here is something on the Ukraine in Spanish. I believe it is out of France, but it is a Spanish version. This will now read aloud in the native language, which is pretty neat. Okay, and then your same icons up here to assist. One other thing that some of our subscribers do like on this is this last column, presidential era. If you're doing the media, you know, how do they report something when Obama was president versus Bush, right? So you can just separate by those dates, do a comparison if you like, and that comes up. Very helpful. All right, let's go back to the home page. You can hit NewsBank anytime. One other thing I want to show you on this, you know, there's map searches and date searches, very flexible. Daily headline and lesson plans is a nice feature that our clients enjoy. Every day you get the top 10 headlines from around the world. And this is a great kind of diverse coverage, as you can see, from everything: politics, weather, economics, war. One of those headlines will be turned into a lesson plan. And here is the endangered African penguins. This is very interesting. So let's go look at the lesson plan. It's affiliated with this article right here. Below is your educational standards. 4 different options for your lesson plan. Related material for research. And then your assessment options. Okay, on the African penguin. Which I didn't even realize there were African penguins. Interesting. Good thing about these, they're all archived. So you get the new one every day, but we have almost 5,600. 3 days from now it will be. And you've got lesson plans built on pretty much everything you can imagine. You can go in by curricular area here. Right? Or you can simply search whatever you like. Okay. Think we have anything on badgers? Oh, come on. Cheese? No, that's bad. Oh, I'm getting ridiculous. Great Lakes. Restoring the Great Lakes. Great Lakes environment. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, so that is Access World News, 1980 to current. I'm going to show you the historical timeline. So if you want historical archive, 1690 to 2000, 448 fully digitized U.S. newspapers. You can do a keyword search, but most of our clients enjoy this timeline. First newspaper ever published in the U.S., all the way through 2000. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to really cruise here. Each period has a drop down. Okay. Coverage of everything, history, literature, the arts. Let's go into D-Day real quick. Here's your summary. Reading comprehension questions. Okay, reading comprehension questions right there. All your primary material. Let's look at the Nazi fortress built around Europe. 1944 Dallas Morning News. This is tremendous primary material here. You can clip this out here. Take it out as a map, make it part of your project. Download, make a PDF, include your citation. MLA, download. And this happens quickly. There it is. There's your map. Okay. Again, these are fully digitized, so you can jump to the front page. Wow, I want to see what the front page. 1944, when we stormed Europe on D-Day. I was just watching Band of Brothers the other day. It's a great piece. Look at this. Allies storm into Europe. Dallas Morning News. And again, 1690 to 2000 on this historical timeline. I am just going to keep cruising because I've got 2 minutes. I do just want to note we have a Life in America series. One of the schools in Wisconsin just inquired about that, actually. I'm going to show you Black Life in America. Just so you know, we have Asian Life in America is new to this year. Hispanic Life in America came out last year, but they are all very similar in style and build. And here's what it's going to look like. Here's Black Life in America. This is so in depth that it's really a remarkable resource. 1704, the first recordings of the life in America in America by the media. 1704 is really when the coverage started. So that's when we begin. 1704 all the way through today. Your time periods are on the front page here, so a little different. You can explore the entire resource. We can go in by these time periods. For instance, arrival, men for sale. This will take you out to a search on men for sale. Here's something from the Pennsylvania Journal. You can do a scroll over. We don't have much time to explore, but this will give you an idea of a classified ad back in 1746 in the newspaper. Pretty shocking primary material for your researchers. Okay, but otherwise, these time periods, again, go all the way through today. If you jump through today, you know, your subtopics increase. You've got notable people, which is fun. Very comprehensive, as I said. and available with Hispanic and Asian life in America as well. I think I'm about out of time, but are there any quick questions?
Ari, I don't see any questions haven't come in, but I will say what I always say, which is anybody watching, please feel free, send any questions in to us here at WiLS. Ari, with your permission, I'll include your contact information when I send this the recording out to other viewers, so people can reach out to you directly if they've got questions as well. Thanks so much for showing us this stuff today. And in fact, I don't know if I don't remember, but I don't think I've ever seen the kind of daily lesson plan generation feature, which I think is really cool. And that's something that I'm sure that our K-12 libraries would really, really be interested to see. So I'm excited to be able to share that.
Thanks so much, Jeff, and everybody. I really appreciate your time today.
Well,
You guys have a great day. Yeah. Any questions, just please forward to Jeff or and then he can let me know.
sounds good. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and take us into our conclusion for today. Thank you to all four of our presenters for joining us for another Taco Tuesday. We saw some really great stuff. At the risk of repeating myself, if you've got questions about anything you've seen today, if you want to get a quote, if you want to get a trial, if you want to know about some feature that was highlighted, please don't hesitate to reach out to us here at WiLS. As always, the best way to reach us is by email, co-op, that's COOP, co-op at wils.org, and we'll put you in touch with whoever you need to talk to. We are carrying on. I believe we've got 2 more Taco Tuesdays in 2024. The next one is coming up in 2 weeks on December 3rd. So I hope that you'll join us then for another great presentation by more of our vendor partners here at WiLS. And yeah, if you were here in Wisconsin, I hope you're staying warm. I think we're in for snow, at least where I am in Southeast Wisconsin. I think we might be in for snow by the end of the week. So even though it is time for it, it always feels like it's too early. So anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks again to our presenters and have a great afternoon. Bye now.